Hey, what's up everybody? It's Brian Dean from QuickSprout, and in this video I'm going to show you how to find and submit to infographic directories so you can get some high quality links from every infographic that you publish. So your first step is to submit your infographic to Visually. And the reason you want to submit to Visually is that it has a PageRank 7 homepage, so it's a very authoritative site. And the links that you get from Visually are followed. So this link you get under Published By or Designed By or Source. Those are followed links back to your site, okay? But the second reason you want to submit to Visually is because it's a very, very popular site, especially with other site owners. So a lot of webmasters come to this site to look for infographics in their industry and then share them on their site. So if you can get your infographic featured on the Visually homepage, like these infographics here, or just even published on the site, you can get some eyeballs on your infographic, especially from people who are likely to share it. So your first step is to create an account at Visually, and once you've done that, click on the submit button to submit your infographic, and then choose which one is appropriate. Usually you'll be publishing a static infographic, but if you have an interactive one or a video infographic, you would obviously choose that. So choose static, and then you can drag and drop the infographic into this box here, or we can browse. And just for the sake of the video, I'm choosing a Kissmetrics infographic that was published a while back, and then it will upload it to the site. And once that's processed, you want to choose an interesting part of your image. I find that the top tends to go well, so I usually pick something towards the top and include some of the middle, and it sort of makes your infographic look cool and also entices them to want to see more. So once you've chosen the interesting part of your infographic, click next. And then you want to fill in all the details, okay? Now the most important thing here is to make sure everything is original, okay? Because, you know, Google devalues links that come from duplicate content. So if they see that the content here is exactly the same on another site, they don't count those two links as much. They basically count them as one link. So you want to make sure even the title of your infographic is slightly different than you publish it on your own site, and you want to write a unique description, okay, for every infographic directory that you publish to, okay? Other than that, it's very straightforward. Under category, just pick the category that works. The language, the original publisher is you. This is where you put the URL, and if you had a designer that was a third party, you can always link to them here under designer's website, okay? So once that's done, click on next, and it'll get published to Visually, okay? So that's your first step. Now you want to find other infographic directories to submit to. Now the tricky part about infographic directories is that they're always changing. They're either dying or they start charging money or whatever. So if you search for infographic directories in Google, this is a good place to start. And Neil has a bunch, you know, on his post about infographics here. But the issue, like I said, is that a lot of times things change, and when someone publishes something about infographics, you know, from a year ago, a lot of times it's out of date already. So what you want to do is when you search for infographic directories, click on search tools here, and under any time, choose past year. Okay, so that limits the results to the past year, so you can make sure that you're not chasing a lot of dead ends of infographic directories that all of a sudden charge money or they are down or whatever. So then you look at, you know, some of the recent ones and see which ones work for you, and that's where you can find, you know, some more infographics. You can also use this search string, submit infographic in quotes, and again it brings up QuickSprout, and you want to make sure that you're looking at stuff from the last year. And then you can see infographic directories that are at least still up, okay? And here we go. And now this result from QuickSprout is back again. So this obviously isn't out of date because it's from July 25th. So this would be a good place to look for up-to-date infographic directories. So this post by QuickSprout and the last post by QuickSprout are two good places. But if you just want to be 100% sure that the infographic directories you're looking at are still around, you can limit your results to the last year. So once you've found one that looks good and you don't have to pay for, click on the Submit Infographics button, which is always, you know, on the site somewhere. And then you just want to give a quick once-over of their guidelines, kind of pretend it's a guest post and you're reading their guest post guidelines, because these people get a lot of submissions, so they're somewhat picky. Okay, so you do want to be, you know, follow their guidelines as closely as you can. So the important thing, as with Visually, is to put a unique title and a unique description, and it's actually especially important for these infographic directories because a lot of times they require a unique description. So it does take a little bit more time, obviously, than copying and pasting the same description, but I've found that you get your infographic published on a lot more places doing that, and the value of each link is much higher than if you just use the same description and title for every single site. Now finally, if you want to pay for some of the infographic directories, the one I've shown you so far for free, and generally when you search for the infographic directories, they'll show you free ones. I'm not a huge fan of paying for them, but if you do want to pay for them, $5 isn't so bad. And you can head over to Fiverr and you put in infographic directory into Fiverr search. You can usually find some actually pretty decent infographic directories that will accept your infographic for $5. Okay, so you do have to look at each one of these sites. So when it says submit your infographic to my infographic site, you want to see if that has some page rank, if it's not spammy or whatever. And in this case, we have an infographic from a page rank 3 blog dedicated to infographics. So for $5 for a page rank 3 link, that's actually pretty good. So this is another option for you if you really want to maximize the amount of links that you get from your infographic. You can head over to Fiverr and see where infographic directories might charge $5 to publish your infographic. And the other good thing about using Fiverr is that generally, you don't have to go through all this stuff. You can just send the infographic and they'll write the unique description for you, which can save you some time. So that's all there is to infographic directories. This isn't obviously like the end-all be-all of infographic marketing. It's just a nice way to get some quality backlinks to every infographic that you publish, even if it doesn't happen to go viral. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.